turn the volume up just a bit. Let that kick hit. That's it. Feels like the old tapes, right? Dust in the speakers, soul in the drums. Alright, let's walk through the block of my mind. Yeah. Back on the block where the stories rewind, where the corners taught truth more than textbooks combined. Listening to elders talk heavy but wise, seeing pain in their steps, open their eyes. Footsteps echo over cracked concrete. Life scribble messy on every back street. Kids dribbling basketballs by the chain link fence. Dreams too big for pockets that were always tense. Radio blasting, Wu Tribe and Kane. Pavement shaking when the bass hit the lane. Life wasn't perfect, it rarely aligned, but hip-hop gave spine to a worried mind.
Back on the block of my mind.
Well, life hit hard, but the music did ball.
Back on the block of my mind.
Well, life hit hard, but the music hit harder. Listen, hear that snare? That's exactly how the neighborhood felt. Sharp, real, alive. Walking past bodegas, glowing late night gold. Stories whisper quietly, but the truth loud and bold. Moms yelling, come home from the fire escape. Kids pretending not to hear, still planning their escape. Mixtape dealer selling dreams in plastic. Hope wrapped tight in the sound of classics. Graffiti on walls, reading names of ghosts. Friends we lost, but we loved the most. And I'd sit on the curb with my notebook torn, trying to write down who I was becoming by dawn. Didn't have the answer, still don't have the time, but the block kept rhythm and I turned it to rhyme.
Back on the block of my mind.
The past don't fade, it just find new ways.
Back on the block of my mind.
The past don't fade, it just find new ways.
Back on the block of my mind.
You ever hear a beat?
Back on the block of my mind.
Suddenly you 12 again. Yeah, that's the magic. I remember nights sitting quiet with the street lights hum, heart beating slower when the world felt numb. Dreaming of futures that didn't feel mine, tracing possibilities one bar at a time. Friends with freestyle on the corner's edge. Words roll like truth spoken without pledge. We laugh, mess up, try again with pride. Hip-hop was home, even pain felt inside. And as the years passed and the weight got real, I still use beats just to help me heal. This music ain't hobby, it's lifeline thread. A way to speak when my voice felt dead.
Back on the block of my mind.
Every beat is a memory.
Back on the block of my mind.
Alright, last walk
Back on
ever.
the block of my mind.
Every beat is a memory breathing again. Alright, last walk down memory lane. Now I'm grown, but the block still lives in my chest. A quiet little rhythm that keeps me blessed. Every setback I faced, every dream I chased, every moment alone when my fears embraced. The beat kept me moving, the streets kept me grounded. And even in silence, the past still sounded. So when life gets loud and I feel misplaced, I turn on these drums and I'm right back in my space. Yeah. The block raised me, the music saved me. Two truths that'll never betray me.
Back on the block of my mind.
Yeah, hip-hop ain't just sound.
Back on the block of my mind.
That's where I learned to survive.
Back on the block of my mind.
Old block, old block,
Back on the block of my mind.
new heart. That's growth. 90 style.
Back on the block of my mind. Back on the block of my mind.
Some days just hit different. You wake up, step outside, and the whole block feels like it's smiling back at you. No drama, no rush, just good air, good people, good life. Yeah, this one's for the days that remind you you're alive. Sun popping bright off the fire escape still. Coffee in my hand, morning breeze on fill. Kids running fast past the bodega door, laughing like the world owes them one more. Old man Rico sweeping sidewalks clean, humming Motown classics like a smooth routine. Lady with a stroller rocking slow down the lane, waving at neighbors like sunshine in the rain. Corner store clerk stacking chips and rolls, radio playing Try with that East Coast glow. With me, I'm just smiling, walking down the block, letting little moments reset my clock. Life ain't perfect, but today is kind. Urban joy written on the city spine. Bright blocks and big smiles. Some days feel like the whole city just decided to love you back. Hold up, listen to that beat. That's happening. Walking right beside you. Hit the park and the court's already alive. Ball echoing loud with that friendly vibe. Two teens sharing headphones on a bench, laughing at lyrics that don't make sense. Vendors setting up on the corner spot, frying food so good you can smell it a block. A street artist painting murals bold, colors dancing warm like stories told. I dap up friends chilling under the shade, talking weekend plans we've barely made. Somebody cracks jokes about last night's mess. We all laugh harder than we should confess. And in that moment I swear I felt the whole world soften, the tension melt. Bright blocks and big smiles. Joy don't need permission to show up. You know what I love? When a good day doesn't even try hard, it just happens. Strolling downtown where the lights shine low, shops open up with that cheerful glow. Break dancers spinning on cardboard ground, speakers blasting beats with that old school sound. Tourists snapping pics like they found a treasure, locals greeting each other with street level pleasure. A dog chasing pigeons like it owns the street, owner laughing loud trying to keep his feet. I grab a nice drink from a cafe I know, sit on the curb just letting time flow. Sometimes happiness ain't a plan or rule, it's letting yourself feel the simple cool. And today, man, today feels real. Bright blocks and big smiles. Yeah. Some days remind you life can be soft too. Alright. Last chapter of the Sun story. Last chapter of this sunshine story. Walking back home with the sun sinking slow, painting rooftops with that orange gold glow. Friends texting plans for a chill tonight, music, jokes, maybe snacks, nothing too bright. A bike whizzes by with a friendly yell, someone's cooking up something I know by smell. A group on the stoop laughing loud and free, waving like family when they notice me. And I think to myself as the day winds down, this city ain't perfect but it's my hometown. And days like this, these warm, easy files, all the memories that stack in the mind. Bright blocks and big smiles. Every now and then, life just gives you a gift. If today felt good, hold on to it. Let it remind you there's still light out here. And sometimes that's enough. Yeah, that's enough. Funny how you wait your whole life for that first moment. You step out of your hometown, and suddenly the world feels huge. You look at your boys, backpacks on, eyes bright, hearts racing, and you realize this is one of those memories that'll stay forever. Yeah. We packed the car like kids, chasing the horizon. Energy buzzing, loud dreams finally rising. Mom said be safe, trying not to tear, but I promised to rock car when we got there. The road stretched long like an open diary, every mile peeling back a piece of our history. My boys laughing, telling stories too wild, old memories mixing with the hope of a child. First stop, gas station with neon flicker. We grab snacks, drinks move quicker. Sunset painting orange on the dusty signs, while the highway whispered between the lines. I looked out the window, letting thoughts unfold. Growing up don't always mean getting old. Sometimes it's just letting your heart be bold. First miles with my brother, nothing feels bigger than the first time you leave home with the people who know your soul. You ever feel small and infinite in the same moment? Yeah. Road trips do that. Yeah. We hit the mountains while the moon climbs slow. Fog rolling soft like a quiet shadow show. One friend sleeping with his hoodie on tight, another humming songs all through the night. I drove a while just to feel the road breathe, hands on the wheel, future up my sleeve. A little scared, yeah, I won't lie. Leaving home felt heavy, but the freedom felt sky high. Stopped at a diner glowing blue in the dark, old jukebox humming like a tight spark. We joked too loud, made the waitress laugh, took a picture outside like a coming of age graph. In that moment I felt my life unfold, not in big wins, but in stories we told. First miles with my brothers, sometimes distance is the only way to learn who you are. Hold up, listen to that sax, sounds like a memory you ain't lived yet. Yeah. We reached the coast at the break of dawn, sea air brushing off the dark like it was gone. Waves crashing soft on the sleepy sand, my heart slowing down like it finally understand. One boy took photos, chasing the sunrise glow, another skipped stones, aiming real slow. Me, I just stood there breathing the salt, letting life land in the cracks of my faults. I'd never been this far from my everyday street, but the distance felt healing instead of defeat. We talked about dreams, the ones we feared to chase, and said, bro, even failing has its own grace. That morning taught me that being lost ain't wrong, it's just the start of finding where you belong. First miles with my brother, memories like this don't fade, they grow with you. Alright, last chapter of this road. Driving back home felt different somehow, like we crossed the line between who we were and who we'd allow. Backpacks lighter, but hearts more full. Car quiet, that peaceful kind of full. We didn't say it, but we all knew something changed in us, and it felt true. Growing ain't a moment, it's a collection of days, people, mistakes, feelings we phrase. And that first trip with the boys I trust, man, it reminded me life ain't just moving forward, it's moving together with the ones who lift you up. First miles with my brother, some roads change you forever. If you ever get the chance to leave home with people who hold your heart, go. The road will teach you things no classroom ever could. If you ever get the chance to leave home with people who hold your heart, go. The road will teach you things no classroom ever could. It's crazy how school feels like forever when you're living it. But once you're grown, it hits you like it all happened yesterday. The hallways, the noise, the friendships, the mistakes. Man, those were the years we didn't even know we were living. Back when backpacks were heavy with dreams we didn't name, and every Monday morning felt exactly the same. Math teacher tapping chalk on an old green board, trying to reach a room full of minds tired and bored. Sneakers squeaking down the hallway lane, notes folded twice passing, stories insane. Crushes written sloppy on the back of my hand, trying not to let the whole class understand. Lunchtime jokes echoing off the brick wall red, trading half sandwiches for laughs instead. School wasn't perfect, it was rough sometimes, but it shaped every rhythm in today's rhymes. Funny how we prayed to grow up so fast, didn't know those moments were built to last.
My eyes, I can still hear the locker slam.
You ever smell old textbooks and get hit with a whole year of memories? Yeah, that kind of nostalgia. Yeah. Science class, windows fogged from the rain. Teacher talking atoms while we try not to complain. Doodling mixtape covers on the edges of notes while the cool kids practice freestyle quotes. Gym class whistles bouncing off the floor. Late to the locker room, coach yelling at the door. Running track, calf lazy with untied shoes. Thinking growing up meant we never lose. Library whispers turning secrets into truth. Planning weekend adventures in the back booth. Even detention at a calm kind of flow. Just a room full of kids with nowhere to go. But somehow all that chaos, all that noise built the foundation of who we became.
Hallway echoes and old notebooks. Those tiny moments carry more meaning than we knew then.
Hold up, listen to this beat. Sounds like sneakers on linoleum floors, doesn't it? Walking home after school with the sun still high. Talking dreams we were too shy to try. Friends splitting ways at the crosswalk light. Each taking roads that felt safe and right. Some moved away, some stayed in town. Some rose up, some broke down in me. I carry those memories close. The faces, the laughter, the fears nobody shows. Sometimes life feels heavier than our backpacks did. Back when we were dreaming like every kid. And when adult life starts pulling me apart, I revisit those hallways to reset my heart.
Hallway echoes and old notebooks.
Yeah.
Those years shape more of me than I ever admitted.
Alright, last spell of the day. If I could talk to that version of me back then,
I tell them life's not a race, it's a calm, slow win. Grades matter, sure, but they don't define the depth of your soul or the shape of your mind. I say hold tight to the friends who see you real, and let go of the pressure you were forced to feel. Growing up ain't about perfection or speed, it's learning which pieces your heart actually needs. And even now, with bills and noise and stress, I find peace imagining that old school desk. Cause no matter how far this life may pull me, the kid I was still walks beside me.
Hallway echoes and old notebooks. We never knew we're living our warmest memories. If you're ever lost, go back to the hallways that raised you. There's a version of you there that still believes.
You ever look back and realize you weren't just surviving? You were learning how to be human, like every mistake was really a lesson in disguise, and every scar was just your heart trying to grow. Yeah, some nights hit different. This is for anyone who's still trying to understand themselves. I wasn't always steady. I broke more times than I admit. Hell feels so tight, they left fingerprints on my spirit. But I walked through nights where the silence felt loud, where the world kept spinning but my heart stayed grounded. I've seen friends slip through the cracks of life, watched hope fade like streetlights at sunrise. And I carry guilt for things I couldn't fix, shoulders heavy with storms I didn't know how to predict. But even in the darkest corners of my chest, I found pieces of kindness, learning how to rest. And every tear that tried to drown me whole became water for the growing of my soul. Shadows. We don't choose our storms, but we choose what we become after the rain. Hold on. You ever feel everything at once, then nothing at all? Yeah. That's the heart trying to find its shape. I love people I couldn't save. I forgave people who didn't stay. Gave pieces of myself to places that walked away. But every loss taught me something real. How to heal slowly, how to feel without fear. I learned empathy from the quietest nights, when the only voice left was the one inside. I felt my own hand through storms I hid. Told myself breathe when the dark got thick. Life ain't easy, but it's honest at least. And the broken parts of us hold the oldest piece. Cause even when you think you'll fall apart, you're really falling back into your heart. Hearts growing in the shadows. Healing ain't beautiful, but it's honest. Listen, not every pain needs a cure. Some pains just need a place to exist. I met myself in moments nobody saw, in failed plans, in quiet rooms, and nights filled with flaws. Found strength I didn't know I had. Found softness buried beneath all I labeled bad. I learned people leave and sometimes it's right. Not every chapter belongs to every night. I learned to say no, to rest without shame, to stop blaming myself for the weight I became. And when life cracked open and everything spilled, I found truth and slowly rebuild, yeah. I ain't perfect, but I'm finally real. And that's the future I can feel. Hearts growing in the shadow. Sometimes the things that break you are the things that shape you. If you're listening right now, I hope you know this. You're allowed to grow slow, you're allowed to miss the person you were before life got loud, before doubt grew sharp, before fear grew proud. You're allowed to take breaks, you're allowed to start late. You're allowed to be human in your own quiet way. Your heart ain't weak cause it's soft in the fight. It's strong cause it still chooses light. And even if you feel lost, even if you feel behind, you're still becoming someone your future will find. Yeah, keep growing in your own time. Survive is proof you're still rising. You don't have to be perfect, just present. The heart knows the rest. Really listen, you can hear the city breathing. Every block, every corner, every quiet moment, it's spilling truth in its own language. Tonight, we're telling real stories. I sat on the rooftop watching lights fade slow, thinking about the days when I had nowhere to go. Life wasn't kind, but it taught me how to stand, how to hold my own ground with my own two hands. Mom worked nights just to keep food warm. Told me, baby, life's hard, just weather the storm. I sit by the window hearing sirens at 3, praying that tonight they ain't calling for me. Friends drifted off in the troubling night. Some looking for peace, others looking for fight. But even through the pain, some stay lit. A small spark that refused to quit. Yeah, real life hit me before I could choose, but he gave me strength that I couldn't lose, yeah. No. Long nights, true stories. The things we survive are the things that shape us. Hold up. Listen to that bass line. Feels like heartbeats from a life you remember. Used to walk home late past the busted street light, headphones loud trying to drown my own fight. Rain hitting pavement like a personal drum. Neighborhood quiet but my thoughts never numb. Saw folks on the block chasing quick escape, using whatever they could just to reshape. Kids lost in corners where hope felt thin, trying to survive with a crooked grin. I kept my dreams tucked deep in my chest. Didn't know much, but I knew I wanted my best. Boom bap taught me truth, taught me grit, taught me rhythm when life didn't fit. These streets raised me in a beautiful mess, and somehow I'm grateful for all of it. Yeah. Long nights,
This is the soundtrack of becoming real. You ever sit alone and feel every year of your life all at once? That's where this next part comes from. I remember cold winters with no heat inside, sleeping in a hoodie just to survive. Arguments echoing from the apartment above, fighting and shouting where there should have been love. I walked to school past buildings cracked, carrying weight I never unpacked. Teacher said stay focused, but they didn't see that focus was a privilege I couldn't keep. Still, I learned strength from the cracks in the wall, learned courage from every close call. And now looking back, I ain't bitter no more. Those nights built the man I was searching for. Yeah. Long nights, true story. Yeah. Pain taught me patience, yeah. Patience taught me growth. Yeah. Long nights, true stories. Yeah. Pain taught me patience, yes. And patience taught me growth. Alright, final chapter of this honesty. When I walk these streets, I see both sides, past battles and future strides. I ain't rich, but I'm richer than yesterday, cause I learned what matters in my own way. It ain't money, it ain't fame, it ain't hype. It's waking up proud that you lived through the night. It's knowing you tried even when life was cold. It's becoming someone your younger self can hold. And every time the beat drops, I feel that truth, feel the echoes of my stubborn youth. This is me, still growing, still flawed, but standing tall in the life I fought. Keep going, for real. Yeah. Sometimes the city don't talk through words. It talks through sounds. Tonight, it's a saxophone telling stories. Right, let's fall into the night. Stepping out slow on a midnight block, hood up, breeze low, mind ready to talk. Street lamp halos dancing on the wet cement.
Every shadow stretching like a soft accent. Sax echoes drifting from a rooftop vibe, painting gold on a night like a mellow scribe. My shoes tap rhythm with the boom bap beat as I blend with the hum of the late night street. Taxi brakes whisper, a bus size pass. City moving gentle though the hour runs fast. And me, just letting each step unwind, letting jazz and pavement rewire my mind.
Sax echoes
Over city nights.
Some sounds stay with you longer than memories. Yeah.
Sax echoes
Hear that?
longer than memories.
That's a whole mood before the words even land. Walk past murals painted by hands long gone. Colors still singing even when the artist moved on. Corner store shutters half closed for the night. Clerk cleaning counters under low warm light. A couple laughing softly on the staircase cold. Sharing secrets only the moon's been told. A skater glides by with wheels whispering low. Moving like he knows where dreams still go. I cross the street slow with the beat in my chest. Letting saxophone phrases do the rest. Some nights you don't think, you just absorb. Letting the city's heartbeat take form.
Sax echoes
Hey,
over city nights.
yeah. It's music and memory in the same breath.
Sax echoes
It's music and memory.
we're memory in the same breath.
Listen to this part. It feels like an old movie playing inside your soul. I stopped by the pier where the water hits slow. Ripples dancing lightly in the moonlit glow. A busker plays sax, leaning on the rail. Notes bending sad like a heartfelt tale. A woman tosses crumbs to pigeons near, humming low melodies only she can hear. Two friends sit laughing at an inside joke. Faces warmed by the street lamp smoke. I breathe deep, let the music settle right. Letting truth and silence reunite. Sometimes the answers aren't in words of sight. They're hiding in the sounds of a gentle night.
Sax echoes over city nights.
Some melodies were meant to follow you home.
Sax echoes
Alright,
over the money.
last verse. Let's walk this out. Night getting older but the vibe still clear. Cool air brushing softly past my ear. A guitarist strums from a balcony high, mixing chords with the sax in the sky. Neighbors chatting gently on a wooden stoop, sharing small stories in easy loops. And me, I'm just grateful the night moves slow, giving me space to feel and grow. Every street corner hums its own quiet truth. Every echo reminds me I'm still connected to my youth. So I follow the sax till the night grows, then letting its warm steady the places within.
Sax echoes over city nights.
Yeah, some nights heal more than any sunrise ever could. When the world gets too loud, find a night like this. Let the sax talk, and you just breathe.
Yeah. You ever walk through a city where the rain sounds like it's telling its own story? Where the streets got poetry written in every wet reflection? Yeah. Welcome to Portland at dusk. Sliding off rooftops like ink on old pages. Streetcar humming low through the evening phases. Bikes rolling past with lights soft and warm. People tuck their hoodies riding out the storm. Coffee shop windows glowing orange inside. Steam fog in the glass where strangers confide. I walk slow, letting raindrops kiss my sleeve. Taking in a city that don't ask me to leave. A poet on the corner selling books for $1. Sharing verses about heartbreak and finding luck. Two friends laughing loud under one umbrella. Tracing their footsteps like a watercolor novella. And me, just soaking it in real calm, real deep. Portland nights teaching me how to breathe.
Rain lights in Portland streets. Every reflection feels like a quiet truth the night is sharing.
Listen, hear that?
Rain lights in Portland streets.
That's the city's heartbeat. When the world slows down. Yeah. Past the bookstore with a neon sign flickering weak. On the sweeping rain puddles off the creaky old teak. A girl inside reading poetry to herself. Lost in lines that pull dust off the shelf. A food cart sizzling near the waterfront rail. Smell of warm noodles riding through the drizzle veil. Hipster with a camera snapping puddle reflections. Trying to freeze frame the city's imperfections. I find a bench under pine trees dripping slow. Watching headlights smear gold on the downpour glow. Cars whisper on asphalt with a steady hiss. Like the whole block exhaling in the bliss. Portland ain't loud, it's a whispered song. And somehow it feels like where I belong.
Rain lights in Portland streets. There's something healing in the way the night breeze here.
Yeah, you know.
Rain lights in Portland streets.
Some cities shout, it just speaks softly. Yeah. I cross Burnside Bridge where the river runs deep. Flowing slow and steady like secrecy keeps. A guy strumming guitar under a cover's pan. Playing chords warm enough to soften any plan. Skater rolls by a wheel singing on wet concrete. Dodging puddles like he's dancing with his own heartbeat. A couple holding hands, sharing a headphone split. Letting one song decide where their souls fit. I lean on the rail, feeling raindrops slide. Cool wind brushing calm from side to side. Sometimes I chase dreams, sometimes dreams chase me. But nights like this make everything feel free. City lights shimmering on the river bend like the world reminded me I still get to man, get to man.
Rain lights in Portland streets. Just small moments that stay with you longer than you expect.
Alright, last stretch of the walk.
Rain lights in Portland streets.
Yeah. Heading back home with the night still young. Rain dripping rhythm on the roof where it's flung. Neighbors on porches sipping warm teacups. Talking low stories while the cold air rushes up. Street lamps glowing halos in the misty breeze. Lighting little paths between the cedar trees. Cat on a windowsill watching cars slide by. Eyes reflecting tiny pieces of sky. And me, I'm learning to love the slow pace. The raindrop quiet, the city's embrace. Growing don't always need noise or heat. Sometimes it happens on a quiet, wet street.
Lights in Portland streets.
Yeah.
Moments like these are the ones I keep.
If you ever feel lost,
Lights in Portland streets.
find a quiet rainy night, take a slow walk, and let the city show you who you're becoming.
something about the ocean. It speaks when you're quiet enough to hear it. You sit there, feet in the sand, waves rolling in like slow heartbeats, and suddenly, your whole life starts talking back. Yeah. This one's for the nights. The sea feels like the only place that understands you. Sitting on the shoreline, letting thoughts unwind, watching sunlight brush gold on the waterline. Every wave a reminder of where I've been. Every pull of the tide, a breath pulling in. Sand cool beneath me like a quiet friend, making space for the things I never defend. Life's been loud lately, noise in my chest, pressure from people who never let me rest. But here, the ocean don't judge or ask why, it just lets you breathe under an open sky. And I swear the breeze feels like it knows the battle nobody ever showed.
Waves talking to my heart. Some truths only the ocean can say for you.
You ever look at the horizon, feel both small and infinite? Yeah, that's what the sea does. Thinking about mistakes I kept too quiet, dreams I paused, fears I fed like a diet. Growing up, man, learning how to hide, putting on my own wounds, still bleeding inside. But here on the beach, I can drop that weight, let the tide erase what I overcomplicate. Saw families laughing near the piers, low light, couples holding hands, walking slow through the night. Kids running wild, chasing foam on the sand, like happiness was something you could hold in your hand. And me just breathing slow, alive, letting the ocean remind me I'll survive.
To my heart, healing ain't loud, it's slow, soft and salt water blue. Close your eyes, you can almost hear your younger self in the sound of the tide.
I remember being a kid on the same beach line, barefoot, fearless, thinking life was mine. Back then I believed the world was kind, that every answer was easy to find. But years add weight to the ribs in mine, make you question the truths you left behind. So tonight I sat still, let the memories speak, let the strong become gentle, let the broken be weak. Moon rising slow with a soft white curve, tracing peace on the ocean's nerve. And for the first time in a long old while, I felt my heart meet itself and smile.
Waves talking to my heart. Heal you without saying a word.
Alright, last tide of the night. Walking by the shoreline with my shoes in hand, footprints fading fast in the shifting sand. And I think that's life, we leave marks that don't stay, but the moments change us in a deeper way. Friends texting me you could come through, but I needed this ocean to tell me what's true. Need a quiet place to forgive my mistakes, to breathe through the fears nobody else wakes. And now as the stars stretch wide overhead, I hear the waves whisper everything unsaid. You grow when they tell me even when you break. Healing is slow, but that's how futures take.
Waves talking to my heart.
Yeah, I'm learning to listen. life gets too heavy, find the ocean. Let the waves speak, and let your heart finally answer.